Hey guys, welcome back to NBTV. My name's Tara.
I'm Gage, and today we'll be talking about movies, what we've seen lately, what's coming out soon, and what to look out for in the future.
Now, I love movies, which is probably a good thing, considering I'll have some insight, but you actually review movies, is that right?
I do. Dabble in a little bit of movie reviewing, both for a magazine and just personally on a blog, but yeah, hopefully I'll be a little less professional in this environment, a little bit more relaxed. So,
how did that start? How did you get into reviewing movies?
I went and saw, what did I see? I saw Prisoners back in the day.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I want to do silent movies, but I left it for like 3 or 4 years, and then after watching TV show The Leftovers, which I don't know if you know anything about, but it affected me deeply. Yeah,
I'm sure it's great.
it's good, but it's not for everyone. But it affected me, and I made just an Instagram post talking about it and what I liked about it, and then everyone was like, hey, you should talk about this movie or this movie. So I sort of just started doing it from there.
Yeah,
and then
right.
knowing the right people, getting to do it as a thing. So
Right, so his opinion's really going to count. Mine's just more from like your everyday viewer, what normal people think. So when you're watching movies, are you critically watching them all the time, or can you sit back and enjoy it?
I like to sit back and enjoy it, and
Right.
then in hindsight think about what stood out to me, what didn't really work, what was impressive. I guess I sort of think about it critically while I'm watching, but I also don't want to sit down at home and watch something on Netflix and be like, oh, I'm going to analyze this and write a review about it. I think movies are basically an entertainment form, and you should treat it like that primarily.
Yeah. So did you have any background in film technique or things like that?
Literally nothing at all. And I've been looking at potentially going back and studying it, but at the moment sort of just floating around. I feel like I'm learning as I go, so hopefully people don't think I sound too pretentious not knowing anything about it and being like, oh, he talks a lot about something that he doesn't actually have experience in, but...
Right, well obviously you know something if this is like your job now, so...
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, enough, or I'm just really good at pretending and people think that I'm good at it.
Okay, right, well let's get into it then.
Yeah.
Shall we start with what movies are on at the cinemas now?
Let's go for it. I
Right.
think you've seen our first one up, haven't we?
I have seen A Star is Born,
Star is Born.
and I loved it. I have to say this is probably one of the only movies where I've really gone home and done my research, because I just wanted to know more about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was Bradley Cooper's first movie that he directed and produced. I know it was Lady Gaga's first film that she starred in. And honestly, watching it, you wouldn't know that they were both first-timers.
Yeah.
The way that she acts and the way that he acts too, and just the whole direction of the film, they really just seem like seasoned pros, to be honest. And there's so many interesting facts about this movie.
Yeah.
For instance, Lady Gaga had always said, I hate when you're watching a movie and you can tell that they're lip syncing when they're singing. It's like you go from one planet where everything's happening in real time, and then you go to another one where you know they're lip syncing. She said, I don't want to be doing that in this movie. So all the songs are recorded live in this, which I love.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Because I mean, really
Part
at
of
the
it
end
was
of the
filmed
day...
at like Coachella and stuff as well, wasn't it?
Exactly right, yeah. So all the big crowd scenes are real. They're not CGI'd into the crowd or anything. Lady Gaga was actually headlining Coachella, I think it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And they'd send out a text message to the people at Coachella and say, if you want to be part of this movie, get your cowboy boots on, come down, stand in the crowd. And that's how they got all the crowd shots, which I thought was also really cool. There's a really genuine element to
Because
that.
people actually want to be there, whereas like if you're making a movie about someone on stage, then you'd think that people would actually be there for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just extras on a movie. Sure.
And I think they did this thing where it was like, if you come, we'll donate $10 to Lady Gaga's foundation or something. So it's good incentive for people too. But I mean, who wouldn't want to be on set of a big movie?
A big blockbuster.
Big blockbuster movie, 100%. And like, they will both be nominated for Oscars.
You reckon?
I would think, yeah, 100%.
Calling it early.
Yeah, and I think a lot of...
the director for Bradley Cooper as well.
I don't know, I mean maybe, but I just know that there have been so many talks about Lady Gaga especially being nominated, because I know Barbra Streisand and Julie Garland and stuff as well, who had done the previous versions of A Star is Born. I think they've been nominated too, so it's only fitting that she gets nominated.
As a lead actress. I haven't seen her in a lot. I've only seen her in American Horror Story.
Which she won an Emmy for that, I think, for original song.
So she's won awards for something. She won an Oscar for her song in...
Oh, God,
I don't know what the movie was, but movie about like rape victims, that sort of stuff. I remember it was really moving at the Oscars.
Yeah, I know that's really personal for her because she's a victim of a survivor of sexual assault, as she says.
Yeah,
so.
and she's been like an outspoken advocate against it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean there are so many themes that this movie touches on as well. Like there's kind of like within The First Man as well, I found like this theme of going to overachieve something so great, but at the sacrifice of all these other things.
Yeah.
Like the movie, I loved it and I came out feeling really happy.
So you say it's definitely like a character study more than like a story. That
your focus, like from pretty much the first 5 minutes, it's all about these two characters and their journey. And there is a very sad part that happens in the movie. It does get quite dark, but even after that, like I found I still came out of the movie just almost inspired, really.
Well, I think you need to have that emotional pull to walk out of the movie and have it be memorable. Otherwise, if there's no sort of climax to pull you in, then
it's
you're
just
going to be going to walk out and be like, oh yeah, that was a 2-hour runtime thing and so on.
Yeah, and it's one of those movies where it might go for 2 hours, but I mean, for me personally, totally didn't feel like it. Felt like it flew. The music was incredible. This is probably one of the movies that I have seen in a long time that I felt really touched my heart, and I will recommend it to everyone. I will go see it again, 100%.
It's worth checking out, and definitely have to catch it soon.
Absolutely. So if you haven't seen that, go watch it. Not my recommendation, which probably means nothing, but anyway. There you
one
go.
movie and we already recommended one, so we're off to a good start.
What if we end up recommending every movie?
And then people are going to be like, these guys just love every single movie.
They don't have a bad word to say about anything. I think next up we've got Halloween, which I'll admit I haven't seen.
I haven't seen it.
And our producer is shaking his head at me saying, no, we don't have Halloween up next. We have Ladies in Black, which unfortunately I also haven't seen.
An Australian made movie?
Yes, it is based on the best-selling novel.
Oh, it's like you've rehearsed this.
Yeah, this is a movie that my grandma and her progress group would go see. Really. I mean, like, I'm sure I would go and watch it and it would be fine, but this is a movie I'll be sitting down with my grandma on a Tuesday night dinner and she'll say, you have to go see Ladies in Black.
That being said, a lot of movies about Australia in Australia aren't ones that appeal to me particularly, but the set design and all that sort of jazz involved is impressive.
It looks very classy, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm not sure what the name of the young actress is in it, but she was in The Good Guys, which is Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe a couple of years ago, and she was incredible in it for someone so young. And
once they get their break though, they just kind of pave their way through everything. Yeah, absolutely.
So, not sure if it's a recommendation.
Well, we can't say because we haven't seen it. Going off my grandma, who would love movies like this, off
potential guest
Betty,
coming up at one point.
Trust me, she would sit and talk for 1 whole hour just about her Tuesday night. So no, I think we'll skip Betty. But you know what? I love. You know what's interesting? Tell me if you agree with this. You can always look at an Australian film and know that it's Australian. Just something about the way that they shoot it, it just looks very raw. It doesn't have that kind of fantasy glamour put over it that the Hollywood movies do.
Yeah. A lot of, you see your Hollywood blockbusters, they seem extremely fake and like they're all made in a set. So some of them are on location, but you can tell there's a lot of green screen going in, whereas like...
It just feels like someone's filming it on their camera, fly on a wall.
Yeah.
There's not much to it, very raw.
Yeah.
Which I quite like.
It looks good. So,
what looks good about it? Like, I know I'm being cynical, but what looks
just
good about it?
To me, the main thing so far is production design, the costume design, the actual cinematography of the camera work. Alright so far. It's very pretty.
I mean, it's pretty. It's got a lot of Aussie famous people. Shane Jacobson.
Good old Kenny.
Kenny. We all love Kenny. Kenny could do no wrong though. Like he could play a I don't know,
Yeah, I'm
An
surprised he
alcoholic
didn't
policeman
get
people.
Best Actor at the Oscars for Kenny. So
Mm.
he's been snubbed once. Let's hope it doesn't happen again.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
That was tragic.
everyone's gonna be talking about Shane Jacobson for
Oh yeah,
years to come.
and for years to come.
Yeah.
All right. If I say what we have coming up next and the producer stares at me, it's wrong. Venom.
First Man.
First Man.
Oh, it's
Okay,
First
we're
Man.
jumping around the shop. That doesn't matter. First Man. Have you seen First Man?
I have seen First Man.
I have also seen First Man.
Very good. I felt.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that. It's Damien Chazelle's new movie. The director of La La Land a couple of years ago, and then Whiplash a couple of years before that. His third movie ever, and to me, he's hit 3 out of 3 so far. Whiplash being one of my favorites of all time. La La Land
I
being up
agree.
there. So Whiplash is just, you can watch it a million times and
Yeah.
it's something new out of it.
Exactly right.
Very Black Swan-esque. It was. Not this. Still talking about Whiplash. There's going to be a 40-minute rant on Whiplash,
On Whiplash.
starting now.
We can dive into
Yeah.
Whiplash later. So you liked this?
Yeah.
Was it the cinematography?
I liked a lot about it. I liked the performances from Ryan Gosling and Claire Foy. I felt they were both very good.
They were.
Ryan Gosling's good as sort of understated, relaxed, sort of, he seems calm but he's got something
There's a lot
going
going on.
underneath that he
Yeah.
suppresses, and usually at one point in like his movies it sort of breaks out and then you sort of understand the character more, which happens in this as well. He gets his emotional payout towards the end, and then Claire Foy is just amazing the entire time. You buy that she's this the wife of someone about to do something crazy and having to keep everything under control,
Yeah.
going around it. But the main thing to me that stood out is just Damien Chazelle's direction. He does a lot of shaky cam, I guess is the term for it, which is something that can be horrible.
See, that was probably one of the main things that was really off-putting for me. I felt like
Yeah.
I was getting motion sickness. I understood that he was trying to be,
Yeah,
if you were in there, this is really
it's
how it would
all
feel.
over the place. Yeah,
But it was probably, for me,
I can see
a
it can
bit
be
too all
definitely
over the face.
headache
over the place.
inducing. Yeah, which a lot of it in action movies they implement to make it easier to shoot so that they don't have to choreograph it so much because it's like, oh, shaky, like people
Yeah,
aren't going to tell
right.
anyway. But I feel like for this it was good for sort of getting inside the mind of him. As his wife says in the movie, it's just boys playing with toys, like trying to get to the moon. And I felt that was a good way of showing how immature and unprofessional they were being about the whole thing. Sort of.
Because it
all
was a
those
race,
things.
wasn't it? It was a
Yeah.
race between
Yeah.
America and Russia to see who could get there first.
Yeah, and so they were doing stuff not properly, sort of rushing it to get it done. There's some deaths that happen throughout it,
A lot.
which I don't think is a spoiler because it's a
It happened in real life.
historical thing.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly people think the moon landing was faked.
So,
Luckily, you don't see any camera crews on the moon when they arrive, so
yeah, that
I
pretty much
think
shoots
if
that.
that's anything to
that
say,
down.
then the moon landing was a real thing, confirmed on this show,
Oh,
first
yeah.
episode, and we're
This is a
already-
very worthy source as
Yeah,
well. We
exactly.
know our shit. Yeah, look, I mean, I agree the acting was incredible. Some of the directions with the camera I didn't quite agree with.
Yeah.
And for me, having grown up in a time after the moon landing,
Yeah.
I didn't know that much about it. And I feel like the thing that I struggled with the most was with this movie was they glazed over a lot of stuff. Things
Yeah.
were missed. Like I understand what you were saying. It was fast tracked, like the actual process itself of getting to the moon.
It
was
seems like
fast.
they definitely glided over a lot of.
A lot. Like
the
they didn't
work.
even touch on the landing, which to me, I understand there's a whole other movie that someone else has done, which is all about the landing.
Yeah.
But for me, I just felt like all these elements, which were probably as significant, were just not there. And that's got
It
nothing
did
to do with the director. I
Wrap
think
up
probably
very
more the-
quickly
Yeah, it
towards the end
did.
as well, I felt. Whereas like they got to the moon then within not even 5 minutes, the movie's
They were
over.
back,
And
yeah.
it's like, oh, I guess
That's it.
an hour and a half, 2 hours leading up to this, and that's all you're going to see.
Yeah. And I guess maybe I also anticipated more backstory of him. Like
Yeah.
I know it does dive into it quite a bit, but because his character is so reserved and cold and kind of shuts everything
Yeah.
down, you really didn't get much of it.
Yeah, he definitely just seems to be all about the work, whereas
Yes.
his wife's taken on a lot of the more story
Yeah.
beats that happen,
Yeah.
like in terms of like looking after the kids while it's all going on in the background and him sort of not being around.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. Definitely.
it's a recommendation from me. Not so
Oh,
much.
For me, I'd say wait until it's on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Like
That's our rating system. It's
That's our rating.
recommended,
Go
not
to the
good,
movies or go to the
wait
movies
for
or watch it on
Netflix.
Netflix. Exactly. And another movie that you said you've seen is Venom.
Venom, I did see a week and a half ago.
Yeah. He's giving you the thumbs up to go for
I'm
it.
all good.
Yeah.
Alright, so Venom was a bit of a mess, if we're honest. I was going to say a mixed bag, but there wasn't that much mixed about it.
Is that not similar to anything DC does though?
Venom.
Yeah.
It's
Looks
to be
like a
fair,
hit and then it's
Suicide
not
Squad
sleepy.
sort of. It's
Yeah.
doing the whole anti-hero sort of thing, but the entire movie is just all over the place. I felt something that is great about it that shouldn't be great is Tom Hardy's performance because he's just completely batshit insane
Which is a
throughout
good
it,
thing.
which is, I mean, it's enjoyable to
Right.
watch. I have a feeling that in a few years you're gonna get a disaster artist for this movie because, like The Room back in the day, I don't know if you know the disaster artist.
Oh yes, I know it well.
A movie about the making of the movie because he goes completely nuts in this performance and I'd
Bit
love to
rogue.
just see behind the scenes. I think the script was just that ridiculous that he was like, I'm just gonna go for it.
Right.
I'm just gonna
Is
go
it
with
one of
it."
those movies where you don't know what it's trying to be? Like, is it trying
It's
to just
just-
say this, or is it trying to be a comedy, or is it trying to be
Yeah,
an
I think
action
it's-
type drama?
Yeah,
or-
balancing genres is a problem in it, I feel. I don't know, the main problem for me with this was just the screenplay, the script is just random sort of stuff happens that you're like, oh, okay, this is happening now. Like, what Venom does himself, the symbiote thing, which not Tom Hardy, the actual thing, does some wacky things
This
that are
thing.
kind of, yeah.
Like just licking that guy's face.
Yeah, there's more things that involve mouths and tongues that involve venom, and it's
Oh,
very,
it goes there?
it's very strange. Yeah,
Right.
it goes some weird places that watching it is a blast because it's just so over the top.
Batshit
but
crazy.
I don't know if I'd say it's good.
Okay, so I know nothing about Venom, the character or the comic or
Yeah.
anything. Does the movie represent, do you know anything about the comic?
I'm not a huge comic person.
Okay. I guess my question was going to be, do you know if that this craziness of the film reflects
I have a feeling
the craziness of
that
that
Venom
character?
as a character is like a sort of uncontrollable entity.
Okay.
Like a Joker in the Batman universe, a bit insane.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. I don't want to assume I know anything about comics.
He's very
because,
ugly.
I think he's got a charm to him,
And what would
despite
that
having
be?
very strange eyes. He's got a nice smile. So
He needs braces. Bad.
yeah, he's definitely skipped a few dental appointments.
So what's his backstory? How did he become Venom?
So Venom's a symbiote sort of thing, like a words. I want to say like an infection sort of thing. It latches onto him and then takes over his body. It's weird. This guy, I can't remember his name. I can't remember his reason for unleashing it, but he gets Eddie Brock, the character that Tom Hardy plays, gets him in, and then it attaches to him, and it's just him attempting to deal with it. And my memory of the main plot points is escaping me because I think I tried to erase it. So,
Right. I just tried to have a look at chat, so if there are chatters out there, hello, welcome. Unfortunately, my phone isn't letting me see any of the chat that you're posting. But I'm assuming you're saying you guys are doing great, and thank you so much for
I can see
being
if
here
I
on a Wednesday.
can load it up online.
Yeah, have a look. Alright, so I think that might be most of the stuff that we've covered for what's in cinema now. Or did you have another one that you would
We
say
did.
you'd
I
seen?
did have another one.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're ready for it. Beautiful Boy, starring Steve Carell and Timothy Chalamet.
And you were saying this is a serious movie.
For Steve Carell.
Steve.
Yeah, so he did
I say Steve, like he's my friend.
Foxcatcher a couple of years ago, but first name basis.
First name
I think
basis
we
with
work on.
Steve. Yeah.
Used to be Stephen, but sorry, just quickly reading the chat here. We screwed up. Venom is Marvel, not DC. Told you we're not comic book people.
No, well, it had Marvel in the trailer, but I was kind of saying, like, you know how whenever DC release a movie, they put all the best stuff in the trailer and it looks amazing, and then it comes out and you're like, oh, that wasn't great.
Yeah, it's
Marvel kind of like the ball drop there, I think.
Yeah. Which is, to be fair, the whole Marvel Sony thing at the moment. I think Venom might be a Sony movie. Chat proved me wrong again because I'm acting like I know things. As I said at the start, I don't know anything, but I pretend I do.
Best way to get through life.
Yeah, Sony
Just
did
confidence.
overconfidence, and you make a fool out of yourself online in front of everyone. Sony as a movie making company for all these movies has sort of dropped the ball over recent years. They did the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which weren't received too great.
Yes, yeah.
They were also a bit of a mess, so I think that may be an indicator. Although chat is also telling me that they had to reshoot a lot of stuff because they went from an R rating to a PG-13 one.
For Venom?
To Venom.
Oh, well, that's why it's all over the place.
That'd be a mess in the editing studio, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Make
Trying to blend all
everything
that
PG.
stuff. I wonder why they did that. Because Deadpool is always been rated.
Deadpool was R, and then a lot of movies followed suit, and the new Batman movie that was meant to be coming out with Ben Affleck, who I think has departed from that series.
I'm going to say Ben Affleck again.
Yeah,
Really?
and Henry Cavill's departed as well, so Superman's gone, so they're shopping around.
Awkward.
For him. Yeah, it's a bit all over the place.
Batman and Superman are up for grabs, guys.
It's not like they're the main two characters for
No,
that
God.
brand at all.
Right, so we were talking about, what was your movie?
Beautiful Boy.
Beautiful Boy.
We'll transition across.
Mm-hmm.
A serious role from
Silver
Steve
Fox.
Carell. Oh, he's so charming. Salt and pepper.
Mm.
So he's had a couple of serious roles. He was semi-serious in The Big Short a couple of years ago about the Wall Street crash or this sort of stuff, so that's not exactly a funny topic. And then in Foxcatcher a few years ago, I think he got a Best Supporting Actor nomination for, so he's done in the past, but he's really good here. He's playing David Sheff, basically playing memoirs of David and Nick Sheff, who's the father of Nick, who is a crystal meth user addict, and it's about the two of them throughout Nick's journey through rehab, recovery, and relapses into it, so it's
I'm already sad.
pretty depressing. It's very heavy. There's a lot of some very not nice stuff that happens throughout it, but it's filmed really well. The editing throughout it, because they're constantly shifting between them when they were younger, like Nick as a kid, to how he is now, and then it sort of goes back and forth between recovery and relapse, all that sort of stuff. So just their acting, the direction, the editing between it all, just all wound up together to be pretty great.
Did I just see that it was done by the same people who did 12 Years a Slave and Moonlight?
I think producers,
right.
I think, but I was very impressed afterwards. The group of women next to me in the cinema when I saw it were weeping by the end of it.
Oh yeah, I can already tell. Like I personally, like I cry in WorkSafe ads on TV, and this trailer is already getting my heart stricken.
Yeah,
so you have to be in a
rough.
particular mood to go watch this movie, I think.
Yeah.
If you're feeling a bit fragile, this probably isn't the movie for you. Go see Ladies in Black.
Yeah, it looks a lot happier
A lot
than
happier.
Beautiful Boy. It
But
says
it's-
beautiful, but it's not very beautiful
Right.
at times.
It's definitely a story worth telling, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Very good. Apparently they did gloss over some things, like during his meth addiction he resorted to
Is this a real
money
story?
making.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Is
it's true.
It is true. Okay.
Yeah. So it's based
I'm sure
on
there
like
is, but
the
yeah.
memoirs and stuff that they wrote,
Right.
because they're both writers now.
Okay.
But I can't remember what I was going to say.
Sad movie. Women crying.
Glossing over
Oh yes,
stuff. There we go.
yeah.
Yeah, so apparently he did some prostitution stuff on the side
Oh, really?
to make money for it, so they've glossed over that to make it less depressing. So if you're watching, you're like, wow, this is really heartbreaking. Just remember, it could have been a lot worse.
It was a lot worse.
Yeah.
It was a lot worse. Jeremy, and speaking of a lot worse, Halloween, which is terrifying and scary.
Yeah, we're a day late to talk about it.
We are a day late.
So
to
we're a
talk
bit
about it,
late. I'm just
but,
going
I
to intro with a little tidbit that I didn't know.
yeah.
Is that Jamie Lee Curtis, the woman in Halloween, her mother was the woman in Psycho. I didn't know. The old shower scene.
Oh, no
I didn't know
way.
until like yesterday.
History's beautiful.
Yeah, so not only are we talking about movies, we're giving you history lessons.
I love that.
Confirmed the moon
That's a
landing.
really good tidbit.
Yeah,
Mm.
so can
Right.
tell everyone that you figured that out yourself. But I haven't seen this new one yet.
Neither have I.
Unfortunately. Oh shit.
But I
There you
mean,
go.
just looking at it, I read somewhere the other day that, and I mean they say this about every horror movie,
Yeah.
but apparently people in the cinema were wetting their pants and screaming and had to leave
vomiting,
and
I'm sure.
pass out,
They-
all that
If
stuff.
anything, it can't be worse than their last remake a couple years ago, maybe 5 years ago.
Which was
Halloween
scary?
just gets, no, it was just
Oh, it was just
great.
terrible.
It was very,
Right. Well, this is getting really good reviews. I think. Did I have anything written down about this? I don't know if I did. I didn't, but I do know that it is getting really positive feedback.
apparently it's actually scary. So that's always good. Hopefully that doesn't mean just jump scares because
Yeah.
there's only so many jump scares in the movie you can watch.
It might be
before.
quite gruesome. I'm
Yeah.
getting a vibe.
Hopefully it continues the trend of some decent.
And she's fantastic.
Yeah. Some horror movies in 2018 actually being good.
Yeah,
As opposed
horror
to-
movies can be really hit and miss, can't they? They either
Yeah.
nail it on the head with the jump scares and the acting and the cinematography, or it's an absolute piece of
Yeah.
shit that some person has put together on the lowest budget and it just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
That being said, horror you can do pretty well with a low budget.
Saw.
Yeah.
Look at Saw
One of the
now.
best.
They're
They
lovely.
made it what in like a room
One room.
with yeah, pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
That's
So
amazing.
hopefully we get some more stuff and not a load of Conjuring 7s.
Oh, Conjuring was good.
Conjuring was good. Conjuring 2 was pretty good as well, but the spin-offs.
Once they keep going.
The
It's the
Nun,
same with the
the
Saws
Nun,
as
not great.
I didn't even
Annabelle
bother.
movies I haven't really loved, so.
Right.
as
That was
long
the
as
same
they
with the
keep
Saw
it-
ones.
Yeah.
The Saw first like 2 or 3 were still so good.
Yeah.
It was so
And then
lost
they
its way.
just kept doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, it's like we get the premise of the movie now.
Yeah,
We understand how it works.
exactly.
Mm,
There you go, people are going to get tortured.
yeah. I know
Well,
this
it's going to be a
isn't.
jump scare.
Yeah. I know this isn't a movie, but TV show Haunting of Hill House.
Oh,
I am hooked.
hooked. Have you finished it yet?
No, I haven't.
Well, no
so,
spoilers,
No
obviously.
spoilers, please. But my goodness, I have not been addicted to a horror TV show ever in my life, and this I just already know takes
The
the
actual filmmaking in it is amazing. Like the set design for it. The
Yeah.
transitions between scenes
So
back and
clever.
forth in time are actually. I don't know if you've seen episode 6.
Yes.
Yeah, when they're going through the morgue and then
Yeah.
into like the old house and all that sort of stuff,
So
and they're just
cool.
walking in between. It's so good.
Anyway, so I know that's a TV show that, and we're
Yeah.
talking about movies, but
Definitely
pro
check
tip,
it out.
if you like horror movies, you will love Haunting of Hill
Yeah,
House.
and there's not a lot of jump scares either. So if you're scared of jump scares, then
No,
there's a
not-
couple. There
there's
are
not
some.
a lot of jump scares, but I literally watch it like this
Yeah,
because
it's
I
very tense the entire
I
time.
know things are gonna happen.
When I
in
started
the
watching it, I
background.
was like, oh, all the scary stuff's gonna happen in the past, and they're gonna be alright now. But no,
Oh no.
it's consistent.
Without saying spoilers, there's all the way
Stuff
through.
happens.
Stuff absolutely happens. All right, so where can we go from here? What came out this week? What came out this week? I know Bohemian Rhapsody came
Yeah,
out
which
this
has
week.
been getting good reviews, I've heard. But I've heard that, as with Beautiful Boy, that's a segue. Apparently they've left out a lot of the story of Freddie Mercury himself, so it's more of a movie about Queen. They don't touch on his sexuality, what he went through.
Which I
and so
think
on and
is
so
what
forth.
people were hoping for, and they've
Yeah.
really not touched on it
Yeah.
at all.
Because they definitely advertise it as like the Freddie Mercury movie. Like it's about Queen, but he's in almost every shot for the entire
Yeah.
thing. it's very sensitive about him, but they don't seem to touch on him.
Apparently he's perfect for the role as well.
Yeah.
Like this guy holds the whole movie together.
Yeah, Rami Malek as an actor. I don't know if you've seen Mr. Robot.
I have.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's
He's
great.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I think from a few of the things that I've read, people who loved Queen
Yeah.
will love this movie regardless because it's basically just all their hits
Yeah.
in a movie.
Even the trailer itself is just hit after hit, and you're like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna go chuck Queen on Spotify right now.
Whereas I think for people who were maybe like Queen but were going to the movie to kind of get a bit more insight into Freddie Mercury and his
Yeah.
life and everything that went on, were left bitterly disappointed
Yeah.
because it did not touch on it at all. So, yeah.
Which
I
is
don't
sort
know.
of like the story of Freddie Mercury is synonymous with talking about Queen in general.
Well, you
so
think
it's
so?
not something that you can. Yeah, apparently not to Queen. I think they had a lot of input for like the creation of the movie, the script and everything. I think they were like, oh, we want to tell it this way.
Right. See, that's sometimes where it can also lessen the creative as well.
Mm.
When someone who's too close to it starts to take control.
I think it's been a bit of a problem for the entire production because I think Sacha Baron Cohen was meant to be playing Freddie Mercury of Borat fame and
Yes.
all that. But apparently he left due to
Creative differences.
which is
Yeah, well, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he really wanted to go solely into Freddie's life.
Yeah.
And obviously they didn't want to do that, so
Yeah, I think they probably wanted to be included in it as well.
yes. So, yeah, I don't really know much more else to say about that one.
Yeah,
I guess
can
if you love
transition to chat here for a second.
Yeah, what's chat saying?
I've been asked, out of all the movies you've seen and reviewed that are in cinemas, what would you recommend the most to see this weekend?
Good question.
This weekend? I mean, Beautiful Boy's the best movie I've seen recently. I'm not sure if there's too much else out that I can recommend as of yet. So,
Beautiful boy.
Beautiful Boy at this stage.
Mhm.
But, you know, there's more stuff coming out soon, so we may have more recommendations.
Yeah,
then?
exactly. Beautiful. And what else have we got? What's next in our little repertoire?
What's coming out this week?
What have we got? Have we got Wildlife? Yes.
Nice.
Have we won?
We figured it out.
Wildlife. Obviously, because it hasn't. Oh, has it come out this week? Is it out already?
No, I don't think
Can
it's
anyone
out.
confirm?
Yeah.
It's not out. However, this instantly looks like an indie film to me, and I think it is, obviously. And that's our beautiful Aussie boy. What's his name?
His name's escaping me.
Yeah, it's escaped me too. But he was in the Disney Alexander's Worst Day Ever or something.
Ah,
I'm really
the movie
se- I'm
with
really-
the longest title.
Movie with the longest title. I'm
Over
really
the
selling
past
my
10
knowledge
years.
on Australian movies and actors.
Yeah, we
and
haven't
stuff.
done a lot with Lady
No.
in Black.
Ah, yeah, see, there you go, Sundance film. I feel like anything that's in Sundance, you can automatically say
Yeah, you can.
a bit left of
It's
field,
probably going to be
but pretty good.
decent. A lot of it's very indie sort of stuff as well.
Do you know? Are you familiar with the storyline of this?
Not the storyline. I know a lot about the people involved. As you
Okay.
can see, Jake Gyllenhaal, who
Yep.
I'm convinced can do no wrong. I'm not going to fangirl about Jake Gyllenhaal here, but
Just a little bit.
everything he's done in the past few years has been. Speaking
Spot
of
on.
Prisoners earlier,
Oh, okay.
he was in that. He was very good. And
Yeah.
then Nightcrawler a couple of years ago as well. He was very, very good in. Completely snubbed at the Oscars, but I'm not going to get too angry right now.
Let's not get personal.
Yeah, I'm fuming, but we'll move on.
Yeah, I think from what I've watched the trailer, and from what I gather, it's about basically a couple who drift apart, go off to do separate things, but stay together,
Yeah.
and they kind of use the son as a middleman,
Okay.
trying to convince him, you know, your dad's wrong, your mum's wrong, your mum's doing this stuff, your dad's doing this stuff. So I think, as much as it is about the two sides of the parent story, it's about how the
Him being torn
boy.
apart in the middle.
Exactly, yeah, and he obviously doesn't want to take sides. It's his
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah, that's the main thing. But when you're a kid, your parents always go, "Who's your favorite?" It's not something you can answer.
Exactly.
Although people give an answer because they get favored by one another.
Yeah. And so I think in this movie, in the time, there's a huge bushfire that breaks out in their surrounding areas. So the dad decides he's not happy with his life, so he decides, I'm gonna go fight this bushfire just to do something different by leaving his family at home.
Okay.
And I think the mum kind of finds herself also exploring other options while he's
Yeah.
away. So
Just
yeah,
glancing at chat at the same time.
what else have we got?
Well, I'm just going to quickly
What
put
movies?
in there. Paul Dano is the director of Wildlife,
Mhm.
and I haven't seen him as a director, but
I mean,
as an actor, he's
Oh yeah.
bloody primo. If anyone likes Little Miss Sunshine, then he's great. He doesn't say
That is
anything
classic.
for 40,
Doesn't need to.
45 minutes or something. Might be
Yeah.
more actually, and
Yeah.
he's still great in the entire thing.
Mm.
There Will Be Blood, he's great in as well. So Paul Dano, keep an eye out for him.
All right, in
Awesome
chat
stuff.
we've got Pep Ben. I'd love to know what that means. What movies are you looking forward to coming out in the near future? Well, I'm glad you asked, Pep Ben.
That's a
Um,
transition if I've ever heard one.
that is
Thanks
a
for
transition.
segueing for us.
Yeah, so actually what we were going to talk about next is what movies we are looking forward to coming out.
Yeah.
Now, I have to admit, I am a huge Disney lover, and I love all things cartoon and all
Yeah.
things old-fashioned. One of my top ones is going to be Ralph Breaks the Internet, which I think a lot of people would think is hilarious and questionable. But
Yeah.
I don't give a shit because they're my favourite types of movies, and I'm going to say that's what I want to see. Love the first one. Does this
Yeah.
interest you at all?
Ah, sign me up.
Right.
Immediately. Anything with like Wreck-It Ralph or anything.
Oh.
I didn't see the original until very recently, like 6 months ago. But
Okay.
It was great.
You're a late bloomer, but that's
I
fine.
think having like video game references that you get watching a movie is great as well.
Yeah.
Especially if we're on Twitch, then there we go. You should be checking out Wreck-It Ralph.
100%. And I love that this movie incorporates all the Disney princesses today.
Yeah.
They are all there. And something about bringing them all together just warms my heart.
I know,
It's so beautiful.
When my girlfriend saw the trailer,
Yeah.
she was obsessed with that
Oh.
snippet of all the Disney princesses.
Yeah, like
In,
I already
in
love.
3D and everything.
Yeah, yes. I already loved Wreck-It Ralph, but having this is like every little girl's dream is to have all the Disney princesses in a space at once.
So what you're saying is the cinema's going to be completely filled with the female population just to get Disney princesses.
Oh, don't worry, there'll be boys there too. Boys will want to see it as well.
We'll make an appearance, don't you worry.
And I think that from what I know, there are a few people who are heavily involved with things like YouTube and stuff who actually make cameos in this movie as well. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Miranda Sings, anyone
I
who's
know,
heard.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think she has a cameo.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another fact I know about it, which is unfortunate, is the Princess Tiana, who is from The Princess and the
You're
Frog.
distracted by the Disney
I
princesses.
am.
right?
See, I didn't even realize.
So as soon as they popped on screen, you were just like
I totally went out.
distracted.
I phased
completely.
out. Oh my god. She's got ears. She never has it. It's like that's why she looks so weird. Because they put ears on her. But Cinderella's ears are normally in the cartoon covered by the headband.
So what you're saying is that they've ruined Cinderella.
No, they've made her even prettier.
Incredible.
So Princess Tiana, Princess and the Frog. In the original trailer, they received a lot of backlash because I think they were saying that they made her look too similar to the white Disney princesses, and she didn't have the appearance of an African American Disney princess, which is obviously what she is. So, to my knowledge, they actually had to go back and redo all the scenes with her, completely change the way that she looked, and re-put them back into the film. And
Yeah, because editing a animated movie is not the easiest task.
God, no.
It's not like just reshooting someone, get the actors back. That's
Yeah, exactly. It all takes
hundreds
a
of
long time.
hours to redo it.
But regardless, I cannot wait for this movie.
I think the fact that Disney's bought out so many different licenses like Star Wars, all the
Yeah.
Marvel movies and stuff, there's going to be a lot of potential for them to do some crazy crossovers and stuff. So
100%. Yeah.
if
I
it's
really
bad,
like
then
that.
I'm going to be super disappointed.
I don't think it could ever be bad.
Yeah,
It could never be bad.
I
Absolutely
don't
never.
think it's going to. I think I've got high hopes.
What about you? Got any?
Coming out soon. I can make a recommendation with coming out soon because I was lucky enough to see a screening for The Old Man and the Gun,
Oh, okay.
which is
See, Mr. Movie Reviewer gets to go to
yeah.
premieres.
I'm just gonna-
Special guy.
yeah, I know I'm very lucky. So it's the latest movie by David Lowery, who did my favorite movie of last year, A Ghost Story. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's about this old 70-something-year-old bank robber who, as you've seen in the trailer, he's very friendly while he does it, and then he made a name for himself. I want to say the 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s?
It looks
it's-
old.
I think it's 80s. I'm pretty sure it's 80s. God, shows how much I pay attention watching it.
Mm.
But
And you review movies?
and I review movies. Yeah, apparently that's a thing that I do, and I can't even figure out the era.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But it's Robert Redford's last film after a very, very long career. So he plays our protagonist here. Protagonist, antagonist, we'll
Yep.
decide what it is.
Mm.
But yeah, this movie's just great. The entire thing. I don't know if you can tell through the trailer, but it's filmed with like this grainy sort of effect to make
Yeah, I was
it
gonna say.
seem very old-timey.
I
A
didn't
lot
know
of
if
the
it was the quality or if it
yeah,
just looks
no,
old.
it's the way it's filmed. So it sort of feels like it's made in the 80s. Like watching it, I was like, oh, this scene looks like it could be in out of like Goodfellas or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or like not Goodfellas, Godfather or something.
Godfather, yes.
I think Goodfellas is a little bit too recent to compare to, but yeah, the direction by David Lowery is just incredible. He does some crazy camera work,
Okay.
transitions as well as speaking
Oh,
before,
okay,
transitions
yeah.
between
Love
things.
a good transition.
Very good. This is just the transition podcast, essentially now at this stage.
Let's talk about good transitions.
But yeah, if you like some fun, easygoing viewing, then it's worth checking out. And it's got a really nice jazzy score to it as well. So
Okay.
jazz tunes the entire way through, which
Interesting.
I'm going through a phase of at the moment. So it's perfect.
love
for me.
jazz.
Yeah. Apparently, for the past 2 weeks at least.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah.
Awesome.
If you want to see a good, chill movie that's probably going to get some Oscar buzz, then
Ah, you
The Old Man
reckon
and the
you're
Gun.
calling it now?
I'm calling it. I reckon either Robert Redford's going to get nominated for actor, just as a congratulations, have a good one for a good
thank you for
career.
your dedication to Hollywood.
Yeah. Or direction rather than. I'm hoping, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'd suggest looking out for
Mm.
in a couple of weeks' time.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Another one I'm looking forward to coming out, and I don't know if we have a trailer loaded for this, The Favourite. This to me is like Mean Girls in the olden times, like probably the 1870s on steroids. This is like taking the comedy of bitchy girls to a whole
Yeah.
other level. It's got Emma Stone in it, who I love, and obviously Rachel Weisz. Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz.
Weisz.
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz.
I'm not going to sing, so.
That's okay, I sing
yeah.
all the time. The boys never join me, so I don't ever expect you to either.
You guys can chip in from behind if you want.
That's fine. So basically, this woman lives with this old woman who is rich and crazy, and she tries to be her companion and help her out through these times. And then this woman, Emma Stone, who literally comes from the dirt, appears one day and says, "I would like a job here."
Okay.
And she's really quirky, and they basically she becomes best friends with the older lady,
Yeah.
the queen. I'm assuming she's a queen of sorts.
Yeah.
And then the other girl gets insanely jealous and ends
Okay.
up. So I think even up until this point, the trailer looks kind of nothing really sinister is happening. Everything's kind of fine,
Yeah.
and then
But as it progresses.
she shoots her.
I can't remember whether you uploaded the palace or not.
And then this piano comes in,
Must take control of my circumstance.
and then you kind of realise that the movie is exploring something completely different than just bitchy girls.
Yeah.
It goes to a whole other level.
I don't know if you've seen the director Yorgos Lanthimos. I don't
Yeah,
know if
okay.
that's his name. I don't know if you've seen any of his other movies. He did The Lobster a few years ago, which was about a hotel that people go to if they're single to find a partner,
A
and
partner?
if they don't find a partner, then they get turned into an animal. So he makes some weird as shit movies. So
Right.
if that's anything to go by, then I'm
Okay.
sure it will be one that you won't be able to expect what's happening at all.
Yeah. Yes. And I mean, even from the trailer, they kind of allude to that. It starts off with the first minute as something that you think is just going to be easy viewing, and then
Yeah.
it gets quite twisted and you kind of feel like your gut's going to get wrenched.
Which is the best kind. There's nothing
Mm.
worse than sitting through a movie and being able to pinpoint
Oh.
everything that's going to happen throughout. So
I agree. Exactly right.
that's the best kind of movie. That's definitely one to
So
check
yeah,
out.
I'm looking forward to Mean Girls on steroids.
Yeah,
Mm.
which I think was their running title. And
it
then they
should
set it
be
for the
their
favourites.
tagline. If it's
Yeah.
not, you can pay me $1 million
Yeah,
for
exactly.
that tagline.
We're making so much progress.
I know. Anything else from you?
Coming up,
Yeah.
we haven't got a trailer for it because the trailer doesn't exist yet, but the one movie that I'm looking forward to out of everything is the new Quentin Tarantino movie,
Of
Once
course.
Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Mhm.
because
Quentin Tarantino can do no
I'm a
wrong.
movie reviewer now. That's a thing that people do. It's just Tarantino.
Yeah.
But first movie with Leo in it for a few years, so
Should be good.
it's going to be very good.
We have a chat question from Twig. Any funny movies you can recommend that are actually funny? See, this is a
Whoa.
tough one, I find, because everyone's humour is so different.
Yeah.
Funny movies that I
Off the
can
top of my
recommend.
head.
It's so hard to think of
Yeah.
funny movies.
Jeez, that.
I mean, mine would always be Mean Girls, because I think Mean Girls is hilarious.
I mean, the sequel's coming out soon anyway, so.
To the actual...
No, the favourite.
Oh, the favourite, yeah, the
Alluding
sequel
to
to it, yeah.
Not actually. Or maybe it's a prequel because it's set in.
I think it's a
earlier
prequel.
times, yeah.
Mm.
Funny movies off the top of my head.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one because it's
Yeah.
escaping.
See, I like stupid funny, like Meet the We Are the Millers.
Okay.
That's a stupid
Yeah.
funny movie, but I quite enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Superbad.
I think Superbad's. I think Superbad got nominated as the official best comedy of the 2000s.
Oh, okay.
I think, which is not that surprising.
No,
it's pretty
no.
great. Definitely lewd and inappropriate, and probably not politically correct at times. But
Yeah. Look, I mean, recently, I don't know that I've really gone to the movies to have a big laugh. I
Yeah.
feel like I'd watch Netflix for a big laugh.
Yeah, I think just like casual
Mm.
TV viewing is probably the best for consistent laughs.
Yeah.
The Nice Guys, which I talked about earlier, is probably
Yeah.
another one that I recommend.
Mm.
The old Ryan Gosling movie that I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier.
I did see Crazy Rich Asians. I quite liked that. Had a
I
bit of a
haven't
laugh
seen
through
it.
that one. That one was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a comedy.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of you laugh, you cry.
Okay.
Mostly a comedy though.
Ah.
Kind of just a satire of, what everyone depicts as to be the Asian, upper class Asian lifestyle, which was really funny. Yeah, no.
Other recommendations are escaping me right now.
Yeah, if anyone in chat has any funny movies, please let me know. We've got another question. What are your thoughts on the movies that Jordan Peele has had a major production role in so far?
So that's Get Out and Black Klansman.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen either of them?
I've seen Get Out.
Get Out, one of the best horror movies. If horror thriller,
Somewhere
up
in
to
between.
interpretation.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I thought that was great the entire
Oh,
time.
me too.
It's just weird and wacky the entire time.
And you didn't know what was coming, which was the best part.
And that's the best thing about a movie, as we've discovered.
So what are your
Um,
thoughts on his movies that he's had made a major production
Black
roles?
Klansman, which he was producer for earlier this year, was maybe my best movie of the year so far.
Okay.
So far, it's definitely not happy the entire way through. It's
No.
about an African American infiltrating the Ku Klux Klan back in the day. So there's some not very nice things happen, but a lot of it is black comedy, I'd say,
Okay.
making jokes out of the Klan and how closed-minded they are,
Right.
but is very good, worth checking out.
Okay.
I don't think it's in cinemas anymore, but when it comes to Netflix, then
When it comes to Netflix.
yeah.
Another one that I'm really looking forward to is a movie called Boy Erased. Do you know anything about this?
Very vaguely.
Very
I know
vaguely.
It's directed by Joel Edgerton,
Um,
our Australian boy himself.
Yes. Basically, this is a true story.
Okay.
Yeah. About a boy who realizes that he is gay, and his family are very heavily involved with the community and the church, and his dad is just so not accepting of it, to the point where they send him away to a school which is essentially a fixing school. So they send all these young boys away to this boarding school to try and slap the gay out of them, essentially.
So it's a really fun, happy.
So look at his little eye
experience.
twitch. Did you see that? How does one twitch one eye? I feel like a lot of people can barely wink, and Russell
Yeah.
Crowe's just there twitching his eye. But yeah, I mean, this is another one of those movies.
I've heard good things about Nicole Kidman in it, who I
Yeah.
usually am not a fan of,
Okay.
but I've heard everyone's raving about her performance.
I think she obviously comes from a point of more, towards the end of the film, from what I can gather from the trailer, she kind of comes around and says, you know what, we'll love you no matter what. Whereas I think pretty much the whole way through, the dad is just so not okay with what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the stuff that they put these boys through I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be very heavy.
Yeah, you can just kind of tell by the color grade.
Yeah.
It's very dark.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be too many cheery moments throughout.
No.
Do you have any idea when this comes out? Very
No, I
soon?
don't. I'd say relatively soon.
I can't think of what his name is. Lucas Hedges is the main boy in it, but he's been very good in a few things recently. Manchester by the Sea,
Yeah.
Lady Bird, he was very good in as well. So it has the makings of a very good movie if it
Yeah.
all meshes together very well.
I think so. I think it's a good story to tell. I think especially because we're in an age now where all this stuff is just becoming so much more widely accepted. It is sometimes good to reflect on your past and realise what you were doing wrong and to remember why you've come so far and, you know.
I think going off what we said earlier with the aspect of Bohemian Rhapsody avoiding Freddie Mercury's sexuality, like it's good that there's a movie that's focusing directly on it
Yeah.
rather than trying to just avoid it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Do we want to have a chat about things that are getting made? Do you know anything about what's in pre-production at the moment?
Not off the top of my head. Do you have
Okay,
anything?
I've got a few. So I know there's Godzilla and versus Kong.
I haven't seen the King Kong movie.
Okay.
But that came recently, but Godzilla was alright.
Yeah.
It was okay. Bryan Cranston was in it for a lot less than
You'd hope.
was advertised.
Mm.
So that's disappointing, but in terms of making a movie about Godzilla with the scale of Godzilla seeing like an actual monster, it
Yeah.
was good
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah. What do I know about this? I know. I don't think the stars of Godzilla and King Kong, none of them are in this
Oh,
one that's
really?
coming out, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's like trying to do Batman and Superman without Batman and Superman. I mean,
Yeah, if the actors that you've built for the franchise so far have been cast aside, then
or if they've left, then you got to think maybe
Yeah.
something's not so great about this one.
maybe they're going more for the cinematic experience of just two big monsters.
Two big
fighting each
monsters
other.
going at it. Which
I'm not too sure how much of a story you can make out of it, but it's one of those things like Batman v Superman was hyped for so long that I'm sure Godzilla vs King Kong, it's gonna make millions of dollars just
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can see it.
Yeah. They're some of the older, like these are some of the oldest characters, really.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
have
if
so
you
much
look back
history.
to King Kong back in the day, like the animatronics and stuff from back in the day, it's just classic cinema. So
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
been a long time coming, but
Mm.
hopefully
Mm.
it's good.
And I know they're doing World War Z 2.
Really?
Yes!
Okay.
No,
It's a
you're not
long time in
excited.
between.
Why are you not excited?
Because I don't know, the first one was a bit strange. I know the books are meant to be really good.
Okay. I
Were you a
love
fan
World War
of
Z.
this? Okay.
Yeah, loved it.
What was it that you loved about it?
Obviously Brad Pitt.
There we go.
No, you know what? The scale of it for me was so cool.
Yeah.
They really went all out. I also loved the little twist about how the disease or the infection
Yeah.
didn't like hosts or wasn't attracted to hosts who were sick
Okay.
because, spoiler alert for people who haven't seen it, if you haven't.
For a 10-year-old movie.
Yeah, not my fault. Just little twists like that, which I thought were really clever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just was captivated the whole time because he's so good looking and he's like running around all sweaty and yeah, I don't know, I just really liked it.
World War Z. Watch it if you want to see Brad Pitt sweaty and running around. Recommended. That's
Yeah,
definitely-
but I mean, like even the last scene when they're in the hospital and he's trying to get the vaccine.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, that was cool.
I haven't seen it in so long, so you're just basically repeating it to me
Okay.
for the first time.
Never mind. But yeah, anyway, so they're doing a number 2 of that, which
I was
think
just
is
distracted
amazing.
by Brad Pitt running around sweaty the whole time. So
But obviously in
the
a negative
emotional
way.
weight at the end of it sort of
Didn't
flew
do it
over
for
the
you.
head. Yeah, I remember not hating it. I remember
Hey.
it being a decent time. It wasn't something that I was like, oh, I can't wait for a sequel, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, we've got another question. So, what new talent should be what we? maybe a new talented host who can actually say the questions. So what new talent should we be watching out for in 2019? Oh God, I wish I knew more about this, but I have to admit I really don't. You probably do more than I do.
I guess if we're talking about talent in terms of like actors and stuff, then I don't know. Timothy Chalamet and everything he's been recently has been very good. I feel like he's probably the number one up and coming sort of actor I can think of. In terms of director, if I'm just going for what we've said so far.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
think of random people. Off
Yeah,
the
that's
top of my
fine.
head. But if David Lowery keeps up the work he's been doing,
Keeps up the good work.
then we got a good director on our hands. Hopefully, Denis Villeneuve makes another movie soon, from Blade Runner fame and Arrival and all that sort of jazz. They're my
They're your top
hopes.
picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mine would obviously just be Lady Gaga because she's come out of nowhere and she was amazing, and I think
And
she's
Brad
going to do
Pitt.
so much great stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that would be all from me, really.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
I'm not 100% versed in who's coming out with new stuff in.
Yeah, maybe we need to do more
2019.
research on that for
Yeah,
next
next
episode.
week or next episode, we'll give you some lookouts for 2019 for sure.
Yeah, we'll do our research and see what we've got going on.
Yeah.
I think now we might have some funny outtakes so that we can have a laugh.
That's lined up.
And
A
would
nice
you
happy
guess?
ending.
And would you guess that the funny outtakes are from like the one funny movie we both could think of, which was Superbad.
Nice. So if anyone doesn't like inappropriate stuff, this is probably not the time to watch.
Are we getting
Get some
sound on
sound.
this? Like, are they getting sound on it? Yeah, cool.
Production for Superbad is something that I would love to be there for, because they're all just best friends just making
Yeah, best friends just making a movie.
a movie about banter the whole time.
It's funny because not much, like, as much as heaps of stuff happens,
Yeah.
not much actually happens.
It's definitely just a movie about 3 kids
One night, 3 kids.
bumming around for one night doing random shit, and it's
Yeah.
just great.
Mm.
I think just the chemistry between the 3 made it so good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this is where you saw the start-up careers of like Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. McLovin didn't do a whole lot after. He was in like the Kick-Ass movies and
Yeah, I quite liked the Kick-Ass movies, but
Yeah.
I feel like once he'd done McLovin and once he'd done Kick-Ass,
there wasn't
that's
a
kind of
whole
what
lot.
defined
Yeah.
him. Like, I would never know his name. I know him as Kick-Ass and as McLovin.
Yeah. I think he's stopped acting now. I'm pretty sure he does music and stuff. If memory serves me right, random tidbits of knowledge, I know.
They're always good. Random tidbits. We should have a graphic that comes up every time you've got a
And
random
it's
piece
just
of
a
information.
close-up of my face.
Yeah, it just
saying
boings
a
in your
pointless
face.
random fact that no one gives a shit about.
And you know what? They would have improv so much stuff according to the movie. A lot of it just would have been them talking shit for realsies.
I'm sure their outtakes probably go longer than the movie itself.
Oh, 100%.
The amount of random stuff that have.
Yeah,
I know
definitely.
there's one scene with James Franco's younger brother, Dave Franco, and that's like the first time I was ever in a movie and saw one outtake of them just repeating the one scene with him like multiple times.
Oh, really?
And he's just so awkward.
Oh.
Super bad. So good. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's a classic. Easy viewing. This is the kind of movie that my boyfriend will be like, oh, I want to watch something, but I also want to have a nap.
Yeah, it's the
Because
perfect
he's seen it so many
Netflix
times.
when you're hungover,
Yeah.
chuck on in the background.
Yeah, exactly right. He'll be like, oh, I really want to watch Superbad, and then 10 minutes in, he's asleep.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't you like the movie? He's like, I love the movie. That's
And
why I
then
want to
again,
fall
you wake
asleep
up
to it.
halfway through and then have a laugh at whatever's on
Yeah,
the screen
yeah.
at the moment.
Unless you're having a nap for 2 hours on a Sunday, then
Which-
you're missing all of it.
I don't know anyone who'd nap for 2 hours on a Sunday.
Me neither.
Looking at someone through the camera, you know who you are.
Me neither.
Yeah. Anything else you wanna?
No, I
We
don't
wanna
think so.
talk about as we watch Superbad through to the end. The stream's now just a.
This
full
is basically
Superbad
just,
viewing,
yeah. It's just all Superbad now.
Sweet. I think we've covered just about everything we want to cover.
I think
as
so.
Superbad follows us out.
Yeah, if there's anything else that you guys would like us to touch on, please let us know in the comments. All feedback is much appreciated. This has been fun.
Yeah, it was good. I think first time round we did alright.
Yeah. If there's any movies you want us to chat about or anything you guys are
Any
looking forward to.
recommendations? Chuck them in the chat. I think we can still see stuff in the chat after the stream's finished.
Yeah,
I'm
we
pretty
can.
sure. If not, you can hit us up at NBTV on your social media platforms and ask us to talk about stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's us. I guess. I think.
What's going on?
I see stuff behind the camera.
So we've still got this going for a bit, and then the guys are going to play.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So
Shall we do the changeover now while this is still going? No?
No, so you're going to hold some airtime, and you're going to talk to everyone because it's going to go full screen camera. So then we hook up the game.
Okay.
What is the game that we are playing?
I believe the boys are playing Red Dead 2 again.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
If you love seeing my face, I'll be sticking around a little bit longer. So I hear you don't want to stick around and play some Red Dead. So
No, I do.
not
I
a
do.
fan of being a cowboy and running horses into rocks and falling over.
I can't say it's my main hobby, but I have nothing against people who. No, I actually think Red Dead looks like shitloads of fun. So
It is. It's
I'm jealous.
pretty great. So if
I'm
you want
absolutely
some, just hanging out, watching people play a ridiculous game where random shit will happen and we won't have any idea what's happening, then stick around.
Stick
and
around.
We'll
Yeah.
keep
How-
going.
How much have you done of the game?
How much have I done?
How much has he done?
Me? He's done a lot more than I have. So I'm gonna have so much spoiled for me.
Oh yeah,
in
that's
terms of-
annoying.
Yeah. I'm like 20% in. I think he's about 40,
Like you're
50%.
sacrificing your gaming
Yeah, so I'm
experience
losing
right now.
everything.
Yeah, I'll fix
All right, well, I'll be heading off.
We've been asked by chat, same time next week, question mark?
Same time next week.
As far as I know, it's a yes. So
Thanks, Twig.
thanks
Good
everyone. Good sesh, well done. Thanks Twig, good sesh. Alright, well that's it for the inaugural movie show, I think, as far as I know.
All right.
Yeah.
See you next week,
Well,
guys.
just quick transition.
Quick transition.
Yeah.
Smooth transition.
Yeah,
But you got to keep talking.
I'll keep talking. You can keep hitting me with your questions while I'm hanging out here talking and being alone on camera. You can watch me drink this nice unsponsored bottle of water. Please ask me some questions because it's very awkward. If anyone wants to jump on with me, then,
Well done. Couldn't get there. Sounds perfect. So how long have you had Red Dead for?
I think it only came out like a week ago, Red Dead. Yeah. So I haven't had a lot of time to do stuff because unlike our good friend Aiden here, I have stuff that I do outside of playing video games. So
Aiden,
not
you
to
can
throw
do
you
it.
under the bus before you walk out here and everyone laughs at you, but
You should jump in. Get
yeah.
One sec, I'll tangle the floor.
All right.
What's Evasive TK has asked, what is your favourite pasta dish? As a transition, as you walk in here, hit us with your favourite pasta dish.
My favourite pasta? Oh, carbonara. Yeah.
It's just a dish. It's not like I haven't asked you to recite poetry or anything.
It's just really tasty, so you got me excited.
What is carbonara pasta?
It's just a nice.
You just asked what carbonara is?
Yeah.
No, I was asking.
Blasphemy!
No, I know what carbonara is. I was making fun.
Making fun of you being
Oh,
mad.
okay. Please, what carbonara
For me,
is.
I made a really nice gnocchi.
Oh no!
Gnocchi.
No!
Gnocchi.
Last night. No,
Gnocchi!
you're not a fan.
Gnocchi.
No, I mean you're saying it wrong.
No, that's the joke. Is I'm saying it wrong.
Oh
I'm
god.
saying gnocchi.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Alright.
Spags.
I was like, if you literally say
Yeah.
gnocchi, I'm never doing a show with you again. We're done.
Yeah. That's it for the movie podcast
That's
because
it for the
I
movie.
ruined the pronunciation of
Bye.
gnocchi. Bye. Are you good to hang and set it up for 2 seconds?
Yeah. Are you doing that?
Yeah.
I'll set up a video game.
Yeah.
Carbonara all the way. It's the best one. It's actually the best one.
You have to keep talking, mate.
Keep talking?
Yes, please.
Alrighty, that's not a problem.
We're gonna have
I think we might be playing a new game,
technical issues on this one.
and then we might,
Seems
depending
like
on
it all.
how things go, I don't want to
might
spoil.
just need a switch.
Scan for my mate here. Pasta or potato?
Oh, okay. So just gonna go.
Is there potato pasta? That sounds good. I like both.
Oh, there you
Can do a lot with potato and pasta. Stop making me hungry.
go. What did you have for lunch? For dinner?
I had KFC because I was on the run, had to get some fast food. Nah.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at what old mate has said in the chat here.